Nurturing with Love. Today is the last class of this series. As always, please let's get started with meditation. So please join me. Let's sit comfortably. Loosen the muscles. And deepen the breath. Let go of any tightness. Check if you're holding on to something. Release. And let all the pressures and burdens out by taking few deep breaths in silence. Breathe in tranquility, serenity, and dignity, because this is who you are. Release all the negativity, because this is who you are not. Let's bring attention between the eyebrows, behind the eyes, a tiny shining star that is invisible. This is who I am. An ignited lamp in this body made out of mud. When the lamp is not ignited, then that darkness causes me to fall, get hurt, and experience sorrow. So God teaches us to keep the light within, always ignited, by remembering that you are peaceful, loving, joyful, honest, pure, and a powerful being. We will never find the treasures that we have within us anywhere. So let's keep the light of who we are, what we are, and how we are always on this light of knowledge of who I am will enable me to experience life as a beautiful journey where I won't stumble and fall. We fall when we rely on external things and the external dependencies start failing us. We want love from people, happiness from objects, name and fame at work. The more we become dependent, the more soul experiences sorrow, weakness. And whenever I, the soul, finds that my light is flickering, that I am unable to maintain that faith, that inner support, that independence, I can reach out to the supreme light, God, who's ever ignited with the light of truth, because He is truth Himself. When I remember Him, my thoughts as vibrations reach the supreme light, and I can catch His radiations, His vibrations back when I cleanse my inner world, make it pure. His vibrations are so powerful that they remove the darkness of sorrow, the weakness in personality, and erase the traces of bad experiences. Is the supreme healer who can rejuvenate and nourish the soul. So I don't need any outside support. I am sufficient, and I can look up to my eternal parent for guidance, for support. His support makes me independent, unlike human support that makes us dependent. So I need to keep the light of truth of who I am ignited within me and stay connected to the supreme light, the unflickering, inextinguishable light of truth. The more closer I am to Him, the more joy and freedom I will experience. Thank you, sweetest of all, God, for showering your love upon me and accepting me the way I am. Good afternoon once again, everyone. Om Shanti. Today is the last class on this series, Nurturing with Love and Wisdom. We will talk about basically, I read a very interesting article, and inspired by that, I thought we should certainly talk about that, which is releasing our kids to the world. If we should think about it in that particular manner, that one day the young seed, which becomes a sapling and then a plant and then a tree, eventually is independently surviving. So when we have that kind of clear vision that we do want kids who are independent, who are strong, and how do we raise such a child? So some of us might have troubles, maybe because our child is too independent, doesn't take any kind of guidance, or we could have other side of the problem where child is too dependent. So our vision should be, one day we have to release, that is, let our kids be by themselves alone in this world. So am I taking those baby steps in releasing the kid? It starts from day one. How are we nurturing? And many of us might not have had this good fortune of taking the knowledge from day one, step one of when we had a baby, which is completely fine. Taking the right step in the right direction anytime, it's never too late. That's how at least I feel. Better late than never. That's the great mantra to keep. So just kind of summing up all different kinds of parenting styles we see, uninvolved parents or over-involved parents, right? Where you are doing pretty much everything for your child. You are all the time on your mind. You can think nothing but your child. You are at work, but still you keep thinking about the child. And sometimes we are uninvolved. We are just too caught up in our own devices or our own issues and problems that even though we are at home, we are sitting with our family, we are not there. We are not fully present. It could be our past, our work, our own body discomfort, something or the other, where we are uninvolved. And there is an authoritarian style, which is literally, I'm the boss, I tell you what to do. You are young, you don't know anything, I know better. That's another way of parenting. And permissive, don't know how to discipline the child at all. Whatever the child does, I don't know how to discipline. I don't know how to say, because the child might cry, the child might yell. I don't know how to handle the child. So this is another style, to let it be, and hopefully the child will one day get it. So this is extreme love. This is extreme law. This is extreme no love, no law, nothing. And this is also no law, no love. And we've been talking about the balance where you are authoritative, but that authority is with a lot of love. The balance is there. You do have laws, but you also have love. So where you are literally, doing things, it's not like you're raising spoiled brats, but at the same time, you're not raising someone who's just always told what to do and what not to do. So we certainly want to be in this style. This is like a famous different kind of parenting styles. And the reason I thought we should share it here is to again do a self-reflection. It's possible that we sway between these parenting styles. Maybe all five we practice, but obviously I think majority of us will want to be in this bucket where there is a balance, where we know how to put out our step there and say, this is the final decision. You have to follow it. Having that kind of authority is also important. But at the same time, we also want the child to feel that they too have the authoritative voice. They can speak up. They should feel comfortable in raising their voice because they know parents are very, very accepting. For me, personally, love, I feel, is a lot more important in the early ages. And we should certainly have laws in the house, but we should use it sparingly. Generally, be heavy on love and sparingly use the laws. Obviously, when things are getting, where the child is becoming a brat or not following the orders in the house or not doing the homework and other things, then we do need to use this. But even when we are using it, let's not forget about love. Love actually enables them to follow laws a lot more easily. And that is why love is more important, at least to me, than the laws. And here, so releasing our kids to the world with love and wisdom, right? So this is the foundation. There are two gifts you can give. This article was talking very beautifully about the best gifts you can give to your child is basically the gift of strong foundation, and also give them the wings, the freedom to be. These two are the best gifts you can give from day one, raising them to be independent, yet you're binding them with certain values. So I would love to hear from you all. What are those values or what are those foundations that you would like to inculcate in your kids? If you could please post your answers. What are the foundations you would like to inculcate in your kids? Kindness and sharing with the world, resilience, compassion, empathy, honest, truthful, knowing how to make every decision correctly, discipline, love, and caring. Yes. And each one of us should check, what am I doing to ensure this foundation is very strong? For me, the practical perseverance and consistency, absolutely. And self-love, self-respect, self-esteem. Yes. All of them are important. All the things you're taking. What are some best way to inculcate this foundation in the kids? If you could share maybe in a sentence or two, what are some things we can do to build this foundation in the child? How does that foundation, all of these qualities, by having the foundation in myself and modeling it in my day to, yes, modeling. Wonderful. I think we are all in agreement. Very good. Very good. Indeed, like they say, actions speak louder than words. And I have seen practically many times that, yeah. And here I have shared certain examples as well, which I thought were very, very important. One indeed is you be the model. Like I think we should, when we are raising our kids, every month we should have a value very clearly, maybe on a notice board in the kitchen, somewhere. Every day we think, what can I do today to exhibit this character? characteristic of being honesty. Maybe it's every day, maybe not. But like any situation, am I lying? So for example, one of my relatives, where they wanted to give the child certain vegetable, and the child kept saying, I don't want that vegetable, I don't want that vegetable. And the parent was literally hiding that vegetable under some other food and feeding, saying, no, 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 that vegetable doesn't exist, that vegetable doesn't exist. But this person is a huge believer of honesty. Now, what we will say is, oh yeah, this is honest, this is okay. In love, you can be dishonest also, it's okay. Well, whether we like it or don't like it, for kids, there is no black and white. For them, it is clear. There's like no gray area. It's either black or it's either white. So what the message they're getting is, as long as you hide it, you can lie, but it shouldn't be visible. So the kid is getting a message, it's okay to be lying at times. You can lie at certain times. So they will learn how to lie. So we have to be very careful. If I am wanting to inculcate a value of honesty, value of hardworking, I have to check. Am I always hardworking? Whenever my child wants support, I am dead tired that day. Am I still able to get up and help? Am I still kind? If I'm like severely tired, am I still kind? And I'm able to tell them that, hey, tomorrow for sure. And I actually make my word true tomorrow. These are things, absolutely, we have to practice it, like make it a real attempt. That whole month, I will practice that value. I will show them how important it is. And then another thing that we can do is to really notice that value when the child is practicing it. So for example, if the kid is working hard and is getting good results, instead of praying the result, the end result or the grade or the marks, we can again praise these things that we are looking in them, that they understand it's not like my parents are after my marks or after my scores. They love me for who I am. They're not loving for what results I bring. Yes, that is important, but that's secondary. So when we inculcate, like for example, one of my kid going through high kid, very, very tough year this year for them. And I'm seeing the way they're putting in effort, lot of effort, very much, very, very hardworking. I can't stop, but in creative ways, I keep telling how this is such an important skill. So the child was having a conversation with me and saying some of the friends are actually not working very hard and their grades are quite good. My grades are not that good. I'm working so hard. What's the point of working hard? So really at times the kids come up with such challenging situations, and how do you still make sure that their foundation of hard work is not gone? So the way I kind of explained to her at that moment is that, there are certain blessings that we all accrue, and those blessings magically materialize, suddenly materialize. And it's possible some of your friends are seeing that benefit of those blessings, which is great. We should be happy and thankful that, those blessings are coming. But I say those blessings don't stay forever. Hard work will stay with for you ever and will always be helpful. And so once that phase of blessings is gone and you don't even have that hard work skill, how will you survive? Because you're no more magically getting those results anymore. And somehow the child was able to get it. And then another thing that I mentioned to my child was, hard work is a skill. It's an important skill, whether you're raising kids, whether you're working at office, whether you have any kind of challenge. Hard work is something that you need. Never give up on that. It will always show results. Whether it is now or a matter of a time, it will always show you results. It's a very important skill. You cannot survive in this world if you're not hardworking, because sometimes people get away with good results without working hard, but they are eating the benefits, they are reaping the benefits from the past. What will happen to the future? Because they are not building any more profits for the future. So they will have nothing. Their pockets will be empty for future. So we have to think very deeply about each of these qualities, practice it, and any moment you see that virtue in their kid, whether it is in the way they are interacting, in the way they are, helping the sibling or talking to a friend, mention how loving they are. Always, I feel hope is also another important aspect, to never give up. This is again when the child was ready to give up on hard working, maintaining that no, full hope on you, yours, that you are capable. No, I must not be smart enough, that's why I'm having to work so hard and still not get results. Others are so smart, I am not smart. They start talking and using those kind of languages. How can I generate that hope? So when parents think about these things very deeply and check, am I always, whatever values you listed, the ones that matter to you, check if you are exhibiting this consistently. Majority of us, we do exhibit, we do, demonstrate these qualities, but are they consistent? Because the more parents are consistent, the easier it is for the child to get it. They don't need a single word to be told, hey, you should be loving. It will be automatic. Even now, suppose it is possible that the child came from the past birth with not so much of a loving personality, but this water of love that you will pour in the upbringing phase, it will start showing its flowers by adulthood, because it takes time for the old personality to shed and the new one to wear. So we should never give up that hopefulness. So whatever qualities you are, one is to demonstrate it, second is to notice wherever the child is showing it, to call it out, to call it out. And when they are not demonstrating it, say, hey, what happened? You are generally always so hardworking. What happened? You're always generally so honest. So when they are showing dishonesty, let's not use the language of how come you are dishonest, but say, hey, you are generally always honest. What is happening? So always reinforce this foundation, such a strong foundation, that, and maybe even have conversation that which values matter to them the most. What is it that their life will be based upon? And how do we give freedoms, the wing of freedom to our kids? What are those qualities we need to demonstrate now so that they feel free? What are some things we can do there? Would love to hear from you. So that we are giving them, we are binding them to the values, yet we are letting them free. So what does that freedom mean to you? How would we give that freedom? Let them make decisions. Yes. Yes. Teaching them, guiding them on how to make good decisions. Yep. Allowing them to make mistakes. Fantastic. Wonderful. And, we could use listening to their, celebrating their mistakes. Wonderful. Even better. And we can use these 4 pillars, always, yes, like one of you mentioned, guiding, inspiring, encouraging, trusting that whatever decision they make will be okay because I am there as a backbone, and encouraging them to make the decision, obviously guiding if they're making a big blunder, guiding wherever you can, and inspiring them that you can be independent, you will make a good decision. This is very early on. I strongly feel from the beginning, I've always had this kind of a thing where I would rather they make a wrong decision of their choice versus being thrown or pushed with the right decision that a parent makes. it is so wonderful experience to learn that, okay, this was not right. What should I do? What is the next thing I should do? And this also very unknowingly actually generates a very strong bond between the parent and the child. And just kind of walking through these things here on raising, like empowered decision making. So here, like all of you already said, first of all, if I want my kids to be very, very independent, then I have to first of all have this very deeply inside of me that experience is the best teacher. And indeed, where there is a lot of danger to your own life, to your safety, then yes, you don't want to expose them to that kind of experience. But within those boundaries, it is so important that they make those decisions, whether it is choosing, friends, or whether it is choosing what kind of classes, what kind of books they want to do, how do they want to spend their day, giving that free time, that free will. It is so important. A lot of parents feel very anxious and they want to make the decisions for their kids. They want to set very tight schedules, very tight routines and everything. And that takes away the freedom. The child becomes extremely dependent. And the other extremes is also where you are doing everything for the child. They don't have any life skills. Like they should be able to, obviously at teenage phase, when the kids get very busy with schoolwork, they might not have time to clean up their room and things like that. But these are certain things we can, for me with my first one, I didn't get so much chance to inculcate a lot of this. I did to some extent, but not so much. But with second one, I got a lot more chance, and maybe a better understanding too on what I can do, how it should be. They should be more independent. And I was able to make sure that a lot of things, and there would be discipline. If they're not keeping their room clean, I would be like, okay, today there's not going to be a story time or something like that, right? And the things that they really enjoyed. So there were like small disciplining acts on, hey, you're not keeping your room clean, or you're not. So like, for example, they have to take the dishes and put it in the dishwasher, or you can't leave any empty. So if you're eating dinner late, you have to put your dishes back in the dishwasher. It can't be like the sink is full. I like the kitchen to be clean. There are these certain rules and things which we want to inculcate from the beginning. But at the same time, we also have to think, what are certain things? Let them decide, let them make the decisions. Because a lot of times, we feel that, oh my gosh, this might be a wrong decision. They might make a mistake. Let them not take this class. Let them not try this activity, or let them not do this particular way. It's best that they make all these decisions. That is true. Good call out that when technology is such a first choice, then you can't let it. Absolutely agree with you there. That we should certainly have certain time limits on that. That, okay, you get your free 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever that might be, based on the age and the time that they have. We should give them that time to spend it the way they want, which could be technology. But rest of the time, indeed, there needs to be a limit on how much time they would spend on the technology. So this decision making, why it is so important to let that be, is because it's good to watch them either make the mistake, or see what kind of decisions they will make. Because in front of us, when we are watching them, we can actually guide them. And if it was a wrong decision, we can also be there, help them to come out of that mistake. Because eventually, when we release them to the world, we want to release them with so much strength, so much confidence, that they know how to survive. They've made so many decisions already. In fact, even when we are guiding them, we should make them feel as if it was all them only. We were not even there. That is what generates that inner conviction that I can survive in this world independently. These life skills, this decision making, and And to also have this clear understanding that mistakes are the ones that open your eyes. And actually, suppose you are telling them to do a particular thing, this happens more with the teenage phase, where they want to make a lot of these decisions, whether it is to be with certain friends, how they want to spend time, or what kind of classes they want to take. And sometimes they will, especially in high school, they choose very aggressive curriculum or courses, and we are telling them no. Or they're wanting to take little easier courses, and we are pushing them to take more aggressive. It could be either ways. But sometimes it's good for them to make a mistake and realize it, and then realize that indeed whatever the parent was saying was the right way anyways. So it enables, when we start doing that, it enables the child to form a very strong bond with the parent, because we are just there as a guiding parent for them, or we are there as an inspiring parent for them. We are not really pushing our decisions on them. Instead, we are trying to completely have that trust in them, that no decision is really wrong. It is a journey. It's a process which you develop. In fact, I feel entire life is a journey where you learn. We can never say that I will make good decision always. It's a complete process that grows upon you. And we can start very young, where we let them choose, let them fall, let them learn through their experience. And that is when, we are making the kids be ready, releasing them with a lot of foundational values, and then also that confidence, that independence, that confidence that comes through independence. Such a child can manage anything once they become elder or adult and are able to live an independent life, right? So as parent, really, these are the things we need to give. Everywhere else they will get education, they will get praises on their results and their talents and everything, but nobody can give them this nurturing of your personality. I love your personality. That can be instilled only by parents. So for me, the biggest responsibility as a parent, I feel, is again and again to make sure that the kids realize that they are so beautiful already, that they are so powerful already. And that's why when we started these classes, we started with deep foundation on spirituality. Because if the nurturer is not nurtured, it is impossible to nurture a child. So because I have seen, by being spiritual, what my personality is, I've never been able to clearly understand my personality till I started practicing Raj Yoga meditation. I was always shaky. Today I'm good, Meghna. Tomorrow I might not like myself, and then another third day I will love myself. Fluctuating. Spirituality has given me that knowledge, that truth, that I am beautiful. I have the potential to be completely perfect and divine. And it's not just me, every human soul's potential is that. So the more we maintain faith in our higher potential, which is the truth, absolute truth, we are made in the images of God. The more you maintain faith in that higher vision for yourself, it becomes so easy and natural to hold that vision for every family member in your house. It is not an effort at all. Otherwise, it is a lot of effort to, first of all, be that model. It's very hard to be the model, because if you're not consistent, you love yourself some days you don't love. That means you can't be the model. If you yourself don't like yourself, how will you be that role model? You're not you're not exuding confidence. So I have to first be that. And that is why in Brahma Kumaris, whatever class we are sharing knowledge. We always talk about the fundamental, the foundation of being a soul, realizing your truth. And we can't realize our truth till we know who the soul's parent is, because we are his dynasty. We are just like him. So the more you understand him and you connect to him, it becomes very natural. And the more natural it becomes, so easy to practice all of these things. And one of the other advantages I have seen of practicing spirituality is the masks of ego, which are the biggest roadblock in giving independence to the kids, in respecting the kid, in recognizing their value, in accepting their weaknesses the way they are. We can't till we have those masks of ego. That I, the mother, how come my child is like this? It takes away. It takes away their confidence when we focus on their weaknesses and we give lectures on those weaknesses. How do we maintain that balance? That I have love for their weaknesses and I have love for their strengths. Now, what does it mean to have love for their weaknesses? It means mercy. It means mercy that each one of us in this long journey of life have acquired weaknesses due to certain circumstances that we faced. Nobody wants to have weaknesses in them. You tell them, hey, do you want 2 or 3 weaknesses? I have some. Do you want some? Nobody will say, I want weaknesses. Everybody will say, I want these weaknesses to go away. So that mercy that you have enables you to give you the right wisdom. Without mercy, your wisdom becomes authoritarian, lectures, bossiness, anger. But when you have that mercy through knowledge, only through knowledge, that faith will be there that indeed they are perfect, this weakness is temporary, transient. We need to practice this repeatedly in meditation. That is true. We can practice it as that is like never give up on any human soul, even when they're getting mad, seeing them in nirvana as a peaceful, bright star. Like I think Sheetal also had shared how she was seeing the beauty in her partner, and that kind of made a change, a shift in her partner. So we could always practice our faith in others, enables them to return back to their higher self. So it is such a powerful service. And without spirituality, it is very hard to nurture with love and wisdom. And spirituality, that where we start nurturing ourselves first. Let's look at our weaknesses. Am I okay with it, or does it bother me? That weakness that I'm trying to get rid of for a month, I'm trying, it is still not going away. Do I still have mercy and at the same time wisdom? Not like that mercy where I'm saying, oh yeah, poor me, I must have practiced it for 10 births, 20 births, who knows, it's okay, Meghna, you keep it. That's not mercy. That's false mercy of laziness and carelessness, where I'm working on myself, yet it is taking a long time. And that mercy stays because of the knowledge. And that's why we talked about the Supreme Soul. How is he able to maintain that unshakable faith? How does he effortlessly, tirelessly, always want to uplift others? It is one and only one thing, the truth that he knows. He is truth, and he knows the truth of the soul. So highly recommend all of you to have a spiritual practice. I'm sure all of you do to some extent or the other. Maybe you are also very sincere in doing it regularly. But highly recommend Raj Yoga meditation practice early in the morning. It's the time to take supreme divine powers. These powers, for me, I've had such magical experiences with these powers. It's the time to have a strong bond And every day nurture your soul with some positive reading. We call it Murli, a spiritual discourse. Every day we need it. For multiple births, we have practiced incorrect beliefs, incorrect knowledge. There is a lot of unlearning to do and new learning to do. So that spiritual reading is good, and having a group atmosphere where you meet like-minded people, where you're doing some service, all of these things really nurture the soul, make it very strong. For me, like, it's a day and night difference. 7 years back, what I was and what I am now, it's a day and night kind of difference. That much is the power in this meditation and knowledge. And it just brings so much joy to the family. Every person you meet, it touches them. That was pretty much what I wanted to cover in this series. If you have any questions about this series or anything, happy to take them now. So feel free to post your questions or comments, or if you would like to share anything, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Hello, Sister Meghna. This is Sheetal.
Hi, Shital.
How are you?
All good, all good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I wanted to share another amazing experience that happened actually. Through meditation and visualizing positive and my husband being calm and nurturing to my son, I have no idea what happened, but this past week and now this week, he's been extremely calm, and I feel like we're walking the same path. We're each other's support, and I'm actually amazed. I'm like, wait, this can't be real. Because I've been wanting this. I've been wanting this so much for the past 7 years of my life. And it's extremely emotional when I talk about this. And I'm like, wait, this can't be real. What is happening? So it's like a miracle in my life that's happened recently.
Such a touching story, and you're a very powerful, pure soul, Sheetal, and that's why the
Thank
magic
you.
is happening. And yeah, I am not surprised at all. Many people who are practicing this meditation have these kind of stories. The magic is only begun.
It's only beginning, I know. Seriously.
Yeah, no, but it is indeed your own soul's power that's
Yes.
also bringing about such fast change. But that's fantastic. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or thoughts? So next week we are starting a new series, A Positive Home Through a Positive Attitude. And what we are doing is the same theme will be covered even in the kids classes. The classes will be separate, parent and kids classes will be separate, but same theme.
Papa sleep, okay?
So Sheetal, if you can please mute yourself. Okay, I did need to. So the same topic will be covered. We will be going over like 5 attitudes, different attitudes. Both the kids and parents will learn the same attitude in different classes. So this is another way to basically make sure we will be doing kids and parents combined session also sometime in future, but this one is separate but the same topic. So this way the family can then again connect and talk about, hey, we learned this attitude, how are we as a family going to practice this the entire week, right? So we will have 6 classes, 3 in November and 3 in December. 2 weeks off for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so 2 weekends will be off, but 6 classes, the 6 attitudes pretty much we will cover, different attitudes to develop. And so we will try to share some common activities, some common stories as well between the classes, so that it becomes very interesting for both the parents and kids to practice together. So this will start next Sunday, and you can register for it already on Living Values registration. Um, so yes, we are hoping that this will it'll make it easy, because one thing that we found a bit of a challenge in the combined parent and child was to keep the level at the same. So we wanted to do a slightly different thing where we go a little bit more deeper with the parents, but with the kids, we introduce the concept at least at their level. The attitudes we are going to bring up are also going to be interesting. And so that way, both of them are able to practice that, talk about it. So it'll be like a whole week exercise to really see how as a family we can exhibit that attitude with each other. So parents will have to keep the kids in guard, and kids will have to keep the parents in guard. They can keep reminding, hey, we are supposed to practice this attitude. About the Jam app, I myself haven't really tried it, so I don't know. I'm not a phone person at all. I don't have any kind of apps on my phone. So you might, Pallavi Ben, if you are on the background and if you know about it, please help. Otherwise, you might want to reach out to Didi or someone in the center. Didi will maybe able to guide you about the Jam app. Um, all right. I think that was it from this session. Looks like you all don't have any questions or anything. Um, is there anyone who's not taken the Raj Yoga meditation course here? It looks like most of you all have. I think looks like all names look very familiar to me. But if any one of you have not taken the course, there is a new course starting next week on Saturday, both in Hindi and English. It's going to start next week. So I'm hoping you're able to take advantage of it, connecting to the divine energy. There's no other better way to completely, heal yourself. It's one of the best ways of healing. And to experience what this divine energy's thoughts are for you. As you develop that inner cleanliness, you'll be able to catch the thoughts, the vibrations of the most pure being. And it is so fantastic to be sustained by God. We've been sustained by human beings so far. To be sustained by Him is an amazing experience. It's such a beautiful experience. The soul completely gets nourished, and comes back, and it comes back to its original state of divinity. So a lot of people are practicing this, seeing a lot of benefit. We also have a bunch of webinars coming up. In November, we have a workshop coming up for mainly focused on the IT folks about burnout and stress. So this will be a workshop of 2 hours, third week of November, I believe November 20th, where you can register for it. There will be breakout rooms, there will be few presentations, there will be activities. And then we have 2 more webinars coming up in November. Then we also have 1 week of live meditation for Thanksgiving to develop the attitude of gratitude in solitude. That will be the main theme for 1 week during Thanksgiving. We will have 7:30 to 8 live meditation. So all of this is available on svbrahmakumaris.org/webinar. If you are interested in the workshop or the live meditation, you have to register there. And then Sister Pallavi already posted the links for registering for this next parenting class. And also she posted the link for the Raj Yoga meditation if you haven't taken it. Highly recommend. And if you have taken it very long time ago, the Raj Yoga meditation, and you've not been practicing meditation since then, it's a very good idea. Didi at the center always recommends to take it one more time to kind of once again get the whole hang of it and start your practice. But if you've taken it and you've been practicing regularly, then it's not necessary. But otherwise, it's a good idea because every teacher has a different way of sharing. So it always helps to, in few years, to take this course again is always a good refresher. With that, want to call it a day. Thank you all for participating so well. And it was very engaging for me. I think this style is what I'm going to keep, where we engage, discuss, and share rather than me talking nonstop. So thanks all for being such a good sport, and hope to see you all again. Have a happy Diwali, which is coming soon, and see you all again in the next class. Have a great week. Thanks, everyone. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you. Happy
Om
Diwali
Shanti.
to everyone.
Happy Diwali, everyone.